Awesome. So I'm up. All right, folks. Thanks for coming. We have two people. Yeah, she's going to learn twice as much. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I think. Session to expire. It's going to be in the way. I don't think so. Is someone talking? Okay. All right. So we're going to start here. The BSA is definitely migrating everything to where I don't know. So where they're trying to force you to come here first for everything, which is actually not such a bad idea, because those are you guys might be actually the first people in the Westmoreland-Fayette Council to learn that the new SYT refresher course is now live. Do you see that on the? So if you took the new course, the SYT course, the Safeguarding Youth course, and it's coming. If you took it early last year and you're coming up to be due, you can take the refresher now. It's a 20-minute course. You have to take it within up to or within 7 days of your expiration date. So if you let your SYT expire, is that, what is that noise? I'm sorry. No. Oh, one of the Cassies. There we go. I knew I was hearing something. Sorry about that. If you let your SYT expire, then you're going to have to take the whole thing over again. So don't let it expire. Take the 20-minute refresher early. Now, when you do take the 20-minute refresher, that little bar that's still on there is covering up a thing. It says you got to get 80%. So if you take the 20-minute refresher and then you take the test and you get less than 80% correct, then it's going to kick you back out and make you take the whole course again. Okay, so make sure you take the test seriously and get the answers right. Odds are, you've heard all the questions before anyway. So anyway,
here,
yes.
You said it had to be within that 7 days.
Or before. You can take it early.
Oh, it can be before? Yeah, okay, that's why I wanted to know. Could I take it early?
Take it often, but don't let it go past 7. I intend to tell people not to let it expire. And don't remind them that there's a 7-day grace period. Just don't let it expire. There's no reason to. Now, you know what I mean? You can just pop anytime you think of it, pop on there, and there's a lot of people who are going to expire at the end of May. So if you're we let the charters go through because they were green, but there's a lot of people who took their youth protection training last year, right? And so they're going to expire at the end of May. So there will be a big announcement because we're going to try and get everybody to take it all at once. That way we can kind of focus our attention on other things. Anyway, so I wanted to start here. And the other reason I wanted to start here is because I wanted to show, I've been promising people to show this something before we get into Scoutbook. I want, if you're a key 3 in a unit, I want you to see this. So if you go into in my.scouting here, you should all have an organization manager, right? So if you go down and click on organization manager, just a second. Let me zoom into a unit. I'm going to go to one where I'm a key 3 still. So, well, I'm a key 3 delegate here. So when you go to your organization manager on your unit, it should look like this. You should see the key 3 information for your unit, and you get this handy little dashboard thing here. Well, if you look right here, unit data metric entry. If you click on that and you enter the date that you went to summer camp, right there, that's that gives you credit for a long-term camp, and it'll turn your outdoor activity metric green, so that your unit looks better. So this is how you log outdoor activities now, as far as commissioner tools go. Did you see that, Harold? Did I show you this already? That's it. And all I had to do was put in that one date and it turned Troop 465's light green. So just one date when you were at a long-term camp for a troop. Now for a Cub Scout pack, I think it's a different. I think it's similar for the packs. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, no, I followed yours for pack 418, so.
Yeah, did it do the same thing? Okay.
Yep, same thing.
Yeah, so if you put a date in the date you went to resident camp, your unit, and then then you have to click submit entry down here, and tomorrow your light will be green on your commissioner tools for your outdoor program. So everybody got that? That's the one thing for some reason that's not being logged through Scoutbook. I don't understand, but
So Scoutbook is camping.
won't count.
This has to happen as well.
This has to happen. This is yeah. I don't understand it, and I certainly wouldn't endorse this because I think putting one date in there does not give this troop a outdoor program. You know what I mean? How does that give you an outdoor program or indicate that you had one? But who am I? Yeah, and I that's what I couldn't figure out because you go into Scoutbook and you look at the activity log and you could have because this happened at Troop 211. They had tons of stuff logged, still didn't get credit. I'm like, why didn't they get credit? And then I found this, and that's what did it.
It's like we're taking a fun trip in June. Should I do that again?
Sure, if it's a long-term camp.
Yeah.
Just every time you do something long-term, throw a date in there. And this right now, you look Troop 465 is green, and that's based on a date last August. I'm guessing it's as long as it's less than a year old, maybe.
Because
I don't know, but just wanted to throw that out for you. That'll make your commissioner tools look better. Okay, so I know in the old days, I used to have to save a shortcut to get to the Scout book. It's actually now you can get to it here from the Scouting America web links button right there. You can see there's a Scout book plus. You can also go straight to the legacy one, but for the purposes of this training, we have to use Scout book plus because in Scout book legacy, I'm just a parent. I have no special permissions, and so I can't actually get in and show you anything. What? Here, where's my almost? There you go. Huh. Oh, there it is. I don't know why to log in. There we go. All right. So I am going to switch to a unit. Oh, and I'll go straight to Duncan's. Hold on a second. Maybe I better choose a different unit. I'm also on the committee for this Cub Scout pack. When you go in, it should go straight to your roster, right? When you guys go in, does it look like this? You got to go straight to your roster, the unit's roster. So, are we good? I do have some. I did make some notes here. So, so my first section is why do we even bother with all this? Well, first of all, this is the BSA's official system for tracking advancements. So if you put your advancements in Scoutbook, then those advancements will go into my.scouting and they'll automatically port over. If you fill out the form like the old way, like we used to do, and bring it in for Jackie, she'll give you the awards, but that form is not likely to get, it's not guaranteed to get entered into my.scouting. All right. So I know from talking to other councils that a lot of councils, for example, have stopped using blue cards. So whenever they do merit badges, they don't use the blue card because you can do it all in Scoutbook. That said, there is no other record than in Scoutbook. So whenever you enter advancements, if you keep them in Scoutbook, then they will always go into my.scouting, and you don't have to worry about losing paper in the office or whatever, right? So anyway, Scoutbook then syncs to the BSA's national records. It's supposed to reduce paper, lost records, and rework. Allows scouts, parents, and leaders to see progress. So parents should be able to go in here and click on their kid and see what that young man's done or young lady has done and where's she at. And it says required or strongly preferred by most councils. Of course, Westmoreland-Fayette Council is never going to doesn't seem to want to require anything. So, but we strongly advise you to use it. And if you've ever called me with a Scoutbook problem, I always try to help. So I do my best. Anyway, so once you're logged on, the one nice thing, I think Scoutbook Plus looks a lot nicer than the old one. But one thing that can throw you off, let me see if I wonder, can I minimize this? Oh yeah, that's much better. You see the red bar here, and actually the gray bar, all these bars up here, each one of those is a link. Okay. You might not, it may not be immediately obvious, but if you click on those, they all have functions. So for example, this is a Cub Scout pack. So if I click on den, it will automatically sort those kids by their den. And you can see that this pack has 1 lion, it has 4 tigers. I don't know why, I don't know, it's got a second tiger down there, but there's nobody in it. And there's a bear den. So so that if you click on den, it'll automatically sort them by den. If you then click on it again, and it goes back to your roster in alphabetical order. We already looked at the profile page. You click on there, you click on a scout's name, and you can see what they've done, what they're working on, current adventures. You can see which ones they've done and which ones they've started and which ones. So if you're doing stuff with your scouts every day, you have a den meeting or whatever, you go in there and say, okay, these kids were here, we put in what they did, and it'll keep track of it for you. On the den level. Now, if you're in a troop and you've got 20 or 30 kids, you definitely want to have an advancement chair. Does any troops here does 211 have an advancement chair? I know.
They don't use Scoutbook, they still do paper.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
we have an advanced chair, but we still use paper.
I see. So I know at 465 we use Scoutbook, and we have an advancement chair, and if it weren't for Andy Schisler, I know when I was Scoutmaster I would never have been able to keep track of all that. So he's having somebody who just does that is it's a joy. So parent access versus leader access, we kind of saw that before. If we switch to a parent sort of view, so when as a parent, if I log in as a parent, all I'm going to see is my son's profile. I can't look at everybody at the entire unit because I'm just when I'm logged as a parent. So this is what your families would see if they log in to check and see how their kid was doing, and what they've been working on and stuff. Right.
So Hugh, just to clarify, if I have a parent who is a den leader,
yeah,
she should be able to toggle between seeing her whole den and seeing just her kid.
Yeah, she should. You have to check to make sure she has the right permissions. Permissions were further down on the list, but yeah, as long as she has the right permission. Now, if she can't see her whole den, then we need to go in there and figure out what her permissions are set for.
Okay.
And I'm going to get to permissions here in a couple of items. Yeah. All right. So that's just a quick overview. Does anybody have any questions about the way the whole thing's set up? Like I said, you can all of these things are linked. So you click on position and it should sort it by whether or not they're an adult or well, I thought it would. Maybe not. Thought it would sort them by age. There's a way to do that. Oh, that's right. You're right. Thank you. Thanks, Daphne. Yeah, you can sort them by type here. There, and then that'll put all your leaders on the top, and then the youth will appear below them. Yeah, type. So yeah, there's tons of functionality in here, and there's only one thing that'll really mess things up. So feel free to click on anything but this. This here, the dropping column, this little slider here. Let me stand over here and point it out. This little thing, if you opt somebody out, if you click on that, you'll opt them out and you can't unclick it. You can't opt them back in. You have to get Corey to come in. Corey will actually, it'll probably be a call to Dallas to get him put back in. You just kicked him out of the Boy Scouts of America. So, and interestingly enough, if you use Scoutbook Plus with your phone, then when you slide up with your thumb, it's like right there. And you can opt out the whole page worth of kids. And we know that because it's happened. So that's one other thing I would say is you be careful if you're using your phone. What is that? Why do I have that big black screen? Oh, Zoom is not responding.
Oh.
I think the Zoom call ended.
Then.
I don't know.
You may let Mary get.
It's not ended, Hugh. I can still hear you
You really? Okay.
and see your screen.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cancel.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, forgot. No, another time. Oh, please. Okay, let me go. Let me pull up the record of a kid. So what we were going to talk about was so whenever they do something, let's look at his tenderfoot, this young man. So whenever he's done something, it's important to get the completion date right and to mark it as either approved and recorded. And then whenever somebody comes along and buys the advancement, they can say that it's purchased. The reason it's real, especially at the troop, that it's really important that you get the date right is because it will keep track of when everything was done. And if the times, so especially at the higher rank, you need 6 months to be in service, say to be a Star Scout. Is that right? 6, something like that. Anyway, if the dates don't add up, it won't let you advance that kid until the dates are right. So make sure all the dates are the dates. And if you put something in after the board of review or something like that, it's not going to work right. So make sure the dates are right. You can do merit badges this way. So he's got none pending. Oh wait, here, I'm sorry, I should have hit start anew. So let's say he wants to start a new merit badge. He's going to learn about American Indian culture like this. Whenever you do do part of the merit badge, you can come in here and put down which parts you did. So yeah. So you want to use the approval. So if you're the den leader or the merit badge counselor or whoever was entering the activity, you want to use the approval thing, not just the completion date. The advancement then should, and if you have the approval, have it approved and the correct date in, then later on when you pull up the report, it should say, it'll tell the person who's doing the purchasing what they need to buy. Cub Scouts, the den leader records would also require Cub Master approval, and Scouts BSA, Scouts can mark requirements complete, and then leaders would approve them. So you can actually have your patrol leaders go into Scoutbook and put in the things that they did with their patrol. And then you have to get a leader to come by and approve it, Scoutmaster or advancement chair, whoever has permission. All right, so here, leader roles and permissions. Sure.
So like, see how like number one has like a save button and number two has like a save button,
Uh-huh.
but then like down at the bottom, there's like a save button for like everything on some of this stuff.
Uh-huh.
Do we have to save like each individual line, or can you save the whole thing? Because sometimes it will like save the first line, the second line, and then if I do like a third one, it will take like 3,000 years to save the third one.
Oh, I don't know about that. That's a good question. I've never actually tried. I've never had to.
Because like some of the things in Cub Scouts, you're like, okay, we can do like 3 or 4 of these things, or sometimes even a whole one, depending upon the length of the activity.
Right.
So like, I know I can do like the save and do like the whole
thing
like on that. But
Right.
then if we have somebody that missed like one, we'll do like half of it and
Right.
stuff, but sometimes it doesn't like to save.
Right. My guess is if you put the dates in and then for all of them and you went to the bottom and hit save, it would probably put them, it should. That's the first thing I would try.
Okay.
I just tried to go in as a council. It's not going to let me at the moment. So I was going to try and move over to your unit, but I can't.
Oh, you can't. We're not.
Oh, that's right. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
We gotta talk. Yeah, if you need me to run your paper around, I'll do that. Remember how I did that last year? I'll do it if I have to. I couldn't do it this week.
It's your Tuesday. I paid for everything.
I heard, yeah.
So
Okay,
we just gotta get the paperwork.
gotcha. Yeah, I was in the school on Tuesday at lunch. All right, so we were gonna talk about permissions. So let me go here. I know I'm a key 3 here, and we're gonna look at a leader. So here's Jerry. Trying to remember how to do his permissions. View payment. Permissions. Oh, there it is. Under the tab that says permissions. So you can click on each one of these. Under activity, he's an approver, a creator. So that's a full permission. There's his permissions as a so the Scoutmaster should be getting all the permissions. If you have a problem where you have like a Scoutmaster or committee chair that suddenly says they don't have the right permissions anymore, even though they're registered as a Scoutmaster, give us a call. That's a known kind of bug, and there is an easy workaround. It seems that sometimes the Scoutmaster permissions go away, but the key 3 delegate permissions never go away. So every time someone calls me like that, I just make the Scoutmaster also a key 3 delegate, and and suddenly their permissions come back. So right now we have an issue where one unit wants more than 3 key 3 delegates, and that might be a limit, but we're still working on that. So did you hear that, Marianne? So if we go in under a pack, let's try it under a pack. The adult was not found within, okay, return to roster. I'm sorry, I was in a.
Yeah, I heard you here.
Okay.
That has not yet been a problem.
Okay. What permissions?
Right.
Okay.
And interestingly enough, on Scoutbook Plus, I only have my 16 scouts. It's just in regular Scoutbook, the app seems to think I have 32.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one. That will require. So that is going to require a call to national, because like I said earlier, I don't have any kind of permission. When I shift over to Scoutbook Legacy, I'm just Duncan's dad, and so I don't get any kind of special permissions or anything. Anyway, so as a Cub Scout, you can see their permissions. Like this guy is a committee member. So he should be able to add activities. He's got some advancement. I'm sure he can do he's a calendar editor. Yeah, messages. So, anyway, that's how you do the permissions and leader stuff. Assign functional roles. All right, common mistakes. So here are the list of common mistakes that they provided me with. Waiting months to enter an advancement. That's a common mistake. You know, you work for a couple of months and you say, "Oh, I got to sit down and do that," and then finally, it's like time for your court of honor or blue and gold banker, and you're like, "Oh man, I hadn't done it since last court of honor or blue and gold banker." So, and then it's a matter of, you know, you're going to forget stuff. And so you want to get in the habit of doing it it's much easier if you do it on the fly. And you can do these things. If you look here on this green button or on the gray bar here, the unit quick entry, you can do adventures. This is a Cub Scout adventure. You can say, the Tiger Den did, Team Tiger and in the current version. And when you go ahead and I'm almost afraid to click on this, but there we go. So yeah, so you can put down whatever you did, and then you can select the kids who did it. Okay, and you can enter them all at once. So if you get in the habit of doing it, like if you're a den leader of doing it with the den, you can do it very, very quickly. And you'll get it right every time if you do it right there at the meeting or right immediately after the meeting. But you get the wrong dates, you let it go for a couple of months and forget, and who was at this meeting and who wasn't, and all that stuff. Anyway, the other thing too is you could give too many people full permission. I don't know if that's a big deal, but if you have too many hands in the fire, you might get people, entering stuff incorrectly. Not submitting advancement before purchasing the badges. So definitely want it to be done before you come in to buy the stuff. And there is a report too you can click on. We'll get to that here in a second, but where it'll tell you what you can pull up the reports and what purchases you've made and everything like that. And the last one on the list is assuming that paper records override the Scoutbook. Like I said, that be very, very careful. Sometimes the paper sheets that we used to turn in back pre-Scoutbook, they may not be very reliable. All right, so best practices, you want to do this weekly or monthly or something like that. If you have an advancement chair, that's good. If you don't, get one. Get somebody, and it doesn't have to be a big deal. Like this is like if you're a den leader, get one of the parents, say, "Hey, could you do this for me?" And especially you look for the millennial parent that's always on his or her phone anyway. They're probably really good at it. They probably do it real fast. Was that not a insensitive thing to say? Those darn millennials. So train new leaders often and early. A lot of times you get a brand new leader, they might not realize there's training out there. Get them on there, get them in their training quickly, and then check on the data regularly. So mostly what I wanted to do, that was all I had written down, was to address people's actual problems then. So usually people come to Scoutbook training, it's because they have something they absolutely hate about Scoutbook. Anybody?
So know how to, when I do a report,
Mhm.
I've done the advancements.
Yeah.
And then I do the report for purchase stuff. How do I get the stuff back off the purchase thing? Because it still seems to keep coming up, and I don't know how
There's a place to resolve
get it
it or
off.
close it out. Yeah.
Okay, so I go in and close that last report
Yeah, and
to
then,
bring up the next one.
but
Okay.
then you can still go back and look at the, closed reports,
Okay.
and it's by your purchase order.
Okay. Yeah, because that was the one thing I keep getting things we purchased for last year or last month. I'm I don't know if I can get rid of the old stuff to
Well,
just
that's-
have the new stuff on there, so. Okay.
Yeah, one thing we do want to definitely go over is activity logs. So if you click on the activity logs, like I mentioned before, that in order to get credit for your outdoor activity, you had to do it in my.scouting. But there is these activity logs where things like service hours are extremely important for us at the council to have you to know how much. So every year we do an annual report to the executive board that says how many service hours we did, and then we go and look and think, oh, nobody logged any service hours. Like, we know that people did service. We know that we did a lot of service, but we don't know exactly how. It would be nice if people logged their service hours. And so if you click on, let me go back over that again slowly. If you go to activity logs on the left-hand side, and you'll get this thing here, and then you can say, add a new activity log. And they have camping, hiking, and service hours. Like I said, I know Troop 211 has somebody who enters all their stuff. And having somebody who does that is great. But if you want to, you do a service project, you say we're going to, we did something last Sunday. We're going to create a new activity. And what you do is you go over here where on the right where it says add person. You can select all, but what you can do is then click on them and say these three kids, Thor, Mason, and Declan were the only ones who showed up. You click on their names, and then you can you put on all the details. You get to the bottom, and you put record and finish, and it'll enter that service project into the log, and in the process it says how many youth, how many adults, and were there non-scouting youth participants. Like, so did Declan Comer bring his little sister or whatever, and were their parents involved, all that stuff. So, and then it'll total your hours, and then we can see them at the end of the year. So, yeah.
And this, like, all of this works on the phone, so you can do it.
It does work on the phone. So, but like I said, it's clunky on the phone. So when I was a scoutmaster, I used to do this on the phone. And I noticed that sometimes when I was scrolling with my thumb, I would add kids who weren't actually there. And then I'd have a hard time going back, because every time I touched it, I'd add another kid. But I've discovered that once you get to this and you get to the end, it's going to show you the summary screen. You can remove the extra kids then. I'd almost think that the way, if you're going to use your phone, the best thing to do would be to just go ahead and select all. So if I select all, it's going to tell me all the kids are there. And then at the end, I can go back. It's almost easier just to unselect the ones who weren't there on your phone.
iPad too.
iPad might be better. I'm not sure. It's just that I notice that when you scroll, a lot of times it's so, I don't know, it could also be me. I'm not a millennial.
Something that I found when I was entering things was I would look to enter something and know that it existed in either Scoutbook Plus or a Legacy Scoutbook, and then it would kick me over to the other one, and I couldn't remember which one had the thing I needed.
Right.
Does it still do that as much, or
I don't, like I said, I don't.
is it most?
It's been years since I even looked at Legacy Scoutbook. So I personally would stop using it.
Well, like even as far as like a year, like as close as a year ago, we were looking how to like enter something, like a quick entry or something, and it kept like kicking us back and forth between the two.
Well, I'll tell you that we have encountered a lot of bugs and things, because they do not communicate well. Now, they've been telling us for a while that the Scoutbook Legacy is supposed to just go away. I think they're going to stop. It's just going to go. And, but I think they're having problems with that. I know that recently they fired a third-party company that was working on the membership part of the software. So I don't know about that.
But everything should be in Scoutbook Plus.
Yes.
Like I have no reason to click over to Scoutbook.
Yeah. And if you have a problem with Scoutbook Plus, I can help you. If you're using Scoutbook Legacy, I'm like, I can't really, I have to, because I used to use, you can ask Julie, I used to use Scoutbook for Legacy. Back even before it was a BSA product, I used it with my den when I was a den leader. And I thought it was a pretty good back then, but I think we monkeyed with it a little bit too much after we acquired it. So anyway, recording things, especially those service hours. Do you want to close the screen without saving? Yes. Is really important. At the Cub Scout level, camping and hiking doesn't really matter too much, but at the troop, it's nice to have that there because I don't know about you, but I know my son's terrible about logging his camping. You look at his camping log, it's like, dude, I know you never miss a camp out. Look, you haven't logged one in 2 years. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. So yeah, if you're not logging them, then yeah, right. So, and again, the secret to that is to get somebody else to do it. Do you know what I mean? You get one person, make them the Scoutbook, SAR or whatever you want to call them, the bulldog, the Scoutbook bulldog. And just, this is our roster. These are the nights and that we camped, and if you just have one person who does it, the odds are it's not that much work really, once they get the hang of it. So
I just emailed her so that when I pick up with due dates on our range order, the committee chair was a little confused. So it's all in, it just hasn't been processed to their parents, so I can only access and make people in my own kids. Okay. So I emailed you, or no, I emailed Cory to please transfer you once my recharger gets for it. Okay, so maybe.
let's see, what else?
I think at this point, we're sick of it.
Oh, yeah. She's easy to work with. I think it'd be really hard for her to get mad at somebody.
So when you have a scout transfer in, I know Lindsay told me that sometimes they have old badges, like their old adventures are in there. So she would just create like a separate purchase order for them and then just clear it out because they already had it.
Oh,
Does that make sense what I'm asking?
no, I'm not sure. So you had a scout come from another unit, they had already got some stuff done.
Yeah.
That's a good question. And was it awarded, or that would be the question?
Yeah,
is if it was entered properly, it should come over as still needing to be awarded or whatever, right?
You would think,
You would
but
think.
I have some that say that they like, it's just approved, but they're
Right.
not actually been awarded.
Right.
And they already have it according to them.
Yeah, that's probably a mistake, and that somebody came to them and didn't click
Mark,
on
yeah, you probably see it when Mark awarded.
awarded.
in their
Like if he's got
account.
his,
You don't
he's
have
wearing
to-
it on his belt, right?
Do you have to put it on like a purchase order?
You might not have to put on a purchase, you don't have to do that.
I don't think so.
Go in, you should have access to just
Just
click like awarded.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed you could do it either way. She was doing like a separate purchase order and then awarding it. But I just clicked awarded and it went away.
Yeah, I would think that was probably it. And that might be something, I know some units will have extras, they have a box of the little belt loops or something for some reason that they bought too many or whatever, kid never showed up and got his or whatever. So you can always just say, if it's already awarded, basically you don't have to buy it again if you already had it. I noticed, so the other day I got a call from my own son, and he needed to get the troops roster, and he didn't know how to do that report. And so I was messing around in here, and there is a lot of functionality in this new custom roster report. So if you go into those under that, look at all the things you can do. And I'll tell you, it didn't do a very good job, but it did the job. So like for example, like it says last name, first name, middle initial. You can sort the kids by last name. You can sort them by their birth date, rank, unit, date of birth, unit, den, patrol, and school. The school they go to. He wanted the unit and then the sorted by patrol. So this one here, this thing here, I was able to run a report. It's split the kids out by their patrol and then put them in last name, first name, middle initial order. And then you can come down here and so you can get the whole unit. Or instead you could say, well, he didn't care about the old people. He didn't care about the parents. He only wanted the scouts. So he wanted all the scouts. So you just click on that. And then there's other settings over here. You can, like I didn't want to give him we're not supposed to give out a roster that has contact information on it. So, but if I wanted to, if I was sharing it with, say, the Scoutmaster or whatever, and he wanted to know what their email addresses is, I just show email addresses. Adult leader options, show email addresses. There's probably one down here for Scouts too, somewhere maybe. You can add when they had their SYT training, if they've got their hazardous weather training done, all that stuff. And so then you just, once you click all the things you want, you just hit run. And you get a report. Now, the problem, like I said, it's not a great report, but it's definitely in patrol leader order or patrol order. It just doesn't tell you where one patrol starts and the other one stops. You know what I mean? So you have to kind of know what. Yeah, that's true. Where the alphabet starts again, that would work. Yeah, because Crivellero, Elijah is actually is an assistant senior patrol leader. So these three names, Elijah, Waylon, and Duncan are the senior patrol leader and the two assistant senior patrol leaders. So they're in a separate patrol basically as leaders. And then the next, Jack Haley is the next patrol leader. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No. I feel your pain. So anyway, it's not a great report, but it's very, very customizable. Pretty cool. I never even knew that was there until, like I said, till just the other day. Yeah.
Service stars are by the year. Is there anything that would tell you where what service stars you're going to go?
Boy, I wish, but no. So when it comes to service stars, we just started with Corey, actually, with Corey's hire is tracking them. So we have to track them all on our own. Can't even track them in my.scouting. So if you want to make sure you have all the service stars right for your unit, get all your leaders to fill out the veteran award form, the one, and just have, even if they're not due for an award, have them fill it out, give it to Corey, and she'll put them in the database. And then whenever they're every 5 years, she'll kick out a list of who needs a service star, and they'll be added to the list of names for the council recognition dinner.
So the veteran award form.
Yeah, the veteran award form. And we kind of made a push. In Laurel Hills, we made a push probably late last year to try and get them. And some people turn them in. Actually, one person turned them in. But most a lot of times we'll sit down right before those dinners and think who hasn't got one in a while, and we'll say, well, Herb hasn't got one, and Herb's got to be due for his 75th. Oh, sorry. You got a big one coming up, right?
Another year.
Yeah. So
Actually, we also did that to try to get some kind of a trick to get someone to come to the dinner.
Right.
So Beaver.
Right.
Before the weekend warriors. So service stars for all the weekend warriors, and
Yeah,
Help us get, help get them there.
right. So, yeah, a lot of times we use those to get people to come to the dinner. But
What is a service?
so, I have another shirt. It's so like, they, they have like it's pinned and it's like, it has they'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're in a star shape and it's blue if you're a Cub Scout and you can put it on your shirt. Yeah, my other shirt has my 10-year veteran pin on it.
I just didn't know what they were, so.
Yeah, they're nice. Your Cub Scouts can earn them too.
Yeah, Cub Scouts. I see Cub Scouts.
Every year they're in, they can get one for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seem like the adults,
Was it?
when we get the veteran pins, we can
don't
count
have one on.
more times the stuff,
Yeah.
so.
I don't have one.
Some of them have some 5 years.
Yeah.
I don't even,
Well,
I've been in it.
okay.
I don't know how long.
Yeah, no. Let me write that down. Julie Olson never got a veteran pin.
I don't think Doug got one either.
Olson.
We've been in forever, not forever, but like some Eagles.
I got mine.
He started as a Tiger, so like, it's.
Yeah, I
My
remember.
daughter started as a Lion, and I was her deputy.
Right.
So at that point, we used to.
So the veteran pin, they are kind of nice. If you've never been to a council recognition dinner, they always have everybody stand up and then sit, it's like you sit down if you've got your 5-year pin and then they get to the end and then there's everybody still standing has earned their 60-year pin and there's like 3 old guys in the back.
My people there had like a 73 years.
Yeah.
Years.
Yeah, it's impressive to see these guys that have stick around their whole lives. I got a 10-year pin a couple of years ago, and that was only because Kristen was doing the list and my cubicle's right next to hers. And she asked me, but they're nice to have, especially yeah, they're just nice, they're nice things. And there's not a whole lot of really cool awards that adults get, but I think that's probably one of the better ones. And they're not expensive either. Anyway, but yeah, there's no way, there is currently no way to do that, especially if you've got somebody who's both no, I don't want an update right now. Somebody who was a youth and an adult, and because that youth time counts too. So that's why Herb looks good for being a 75-year. You're getting your 60 pin? Or
About a year.
yeah, another year. Because I remember when you got your 50.
Well, I started out as a Cub Scout.
Yeah.
It's a state act.
Yeah.
And that's, which some governments have the same amount of time, they're similar.
Right. Yeah. If you start as a kid and stay right through, but you'll have people who are in different councils, and so we can't track the registration cross council.
Someone who's a scout, then they got away for a while, then they got back in.
Right.
And
Right. And yeah, I couldn't even remember how many years I did it as a kid, so I had to guess. Anybody else? What about you guys at home, Mary Ann and Cassie? Do you guys have any questions?
Did Justin ever get in the Zoom?
Oh, I don't know.
I sent him the link. Anybody let him in?
He's listed on there.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
I can't see him. That's why I asked.
Hugh, I have a question. Can you show how to run the advancement report?
I'll try.
So you know, like which advancements you need to go pick up for a blue and gold.
Yeah. Let me switch over here to the Cub Scout pack. And so here's the unit reports. Here's the advancement. So this unit, Cub Scout history report, advancement, Cub Scout history report by member ID, pack recognition report. Let's just look at them and see what they look like. Here, let me go back all the way to the beginning though, right? Because when you first log in, you'll be on roster like this. And what I'm looking at here is the reports tab on the left. And advancement. So I'm going to look at this pack's advancement report. Oh, this is by youth. Oh, thank you. Yeah, you're right. Pack recognition report. Yeah, that's the one thing. I don't usually,
Roster, if you click, go back to where the list was.
okay, hold on a second. Oh, that just did what you said it did. It just kicked me into legacy. Oh, and then it disappeared. Maybe I hit the button. Okay, go on. Here, we'll start from roster. Daphne's got to go.
See,
Oh,
go advancements, click that.
yeah, look at that.
It gives you the options to like report stuff, to approve it, to purchase, to awarded.
Ah, okay.
Old history. So when you do your to purchase,
Yeah, well, hold on a second. Can you hear that? Can you hear her talking in there? Hey, did you come up here and talk?
Yeah, I can just.
Oh, I don't know if she
okay,
can
so
hear
when
it.
you go to, on this, from here, you go to purchase,
Uh-huh.
and then you'll scroll down. You'll see your, stuff that all needs purchased.
Uh-huh. So all this stuff needs purchased.
If you clicked on it and you would create a purchase report,
Ah, okay. Does that make
which will be step 2.
so say I want to stop before
Click
I,
the box at the top, it'll.
oh, and you check them
Yeah,
all.
like
Look at
that.
that. And then what you
You
say?
go down.
Oh,
okay,
create a purchase order.
It's gonna move all that stuff on a purchase order and give it a number.
Ah, okay. I wonder if I'm messing up this pack.
It shouldn't.
Okay.
They'll just test it, check it.
Yeah.
And that just don't close the order on them.
Right,
and then
right.
on that.
So, but if you can view it, is that a bad thing to do? Oh, well, that's pretty cool. It tells you the price and everything.
Yeah, now scroll down. It gives you an estimated cost, what you're gonna send. So the advancement report is right there to the right.
Oh, right here.
Yep.
Oops.
One's for your purchase and it'll spit out everything.
Oh, look at that.
There's your advancement report. You print it out and sign it.
Nice.
You get-
Thank you.
I just took an advancement, so.
Excellent. Yeah, so that's one thing I don't really, I never really did any actual reports. Usually I just solve people's problems when they call. But did that help, Cassie?
I like that you could print pocket certificates right off that too.
Yes.
Cool.
Sorry, we got kicked out there briefly,
Did you?
but that was very helpful. Thank you for showing.
Yeah, there you go. That's, yeah. How about do you have any other
It
questions?
beats going into each kid's profile and looking through.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. I think we probably could have done something similar from the report tab, but boy, that's really yeah. That's the other thing too, is that a lot of times they'll put functionality in all kinds of places and you figure out what works best for you and just do that. But no, that's pretty cool. And it's even lit up there because this pack has been working obviously, and that's neat. All right. Anything else?
Yes, super cool.
Mhm.
And do the purchase order and stuff, and like you bring it here and they don't have the stuff. How do you like do that then? Like, can you go back in?
I
and
would,
then just mark the stuff not awarded and then create a new purchase order, or how does it?
You don't have to do that. You
Ah.
just, the stuff that you award, that you have, you
Yeah.
click awarded and it'll move over. You gotta keep that advancements tab. Okay,
so like,
so to award, that's the list of everything that say you purchased it, but you haven't given it to.
Yeah,
And it tells you what purchase order number you
Yeah.
bought it.
right there.
Okay, so you can click on, like, say I awarded
Yeah,
that kid.
this
that-
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you click only the ones you wanted to award, hit
Okay.
awarded, and it'll move over off of this page and it'll be in the awarded tab then.
Then it'll be over here.
It's like everything moves from the first tab and then it
Yeah.
just keeps moving over.
okay. So then I can generate then a new report based on the stuff that like wasn't awarded.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah, you
But
just look over your to award.
yeah,
And that's what you OP.
okay. Cause that's been the problem is that cause I didn't know how to do it and nobody else seems to have access to doing it. And I didn't know how to move stuff along. So I've got like this whole huge list of stuff that I'm like, okay, they got this stuff, but I don't know how to get it off the paper.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I never, so I never,
The thing is, when you're creating a purchase order,
Mhm.
like everything's gonna go to like that purchase order until you close the order.
Yeah, okay.
So you wanna
Okay,
close the
so
order
close the order too.
after
Okay.
you do your purchase or
Yeah.
you run the report that you're coming up to
Yeah.
get. Close your.
Yeah,
Close the purchase order.
yeah, because I've had that happen too, and I'm like,
Make everything
okay.
disappear, it'll just make it go on that.
Yeah, so I've had like 12 pages and I'm like, we already did most of the stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I took over from a good advancement chair.
No, that helps if you have an expert.
And I'm the advancement chair.
Right.
Yeah, very interesting. I mean, only one thing.
And here's another thing. I know that this came up when Ruth came in this last week with for a recharter, that if your roster in Scoutbook Plus is not right, that means, you know, like if there's kids missing on your roster in Scoutbook Plus, odds are they're not registered scouts. So we would like them to become registered scouts. If you have an active kid who's not on your Scoutbook roster, odds are they didn't pay their membership dues.
Yeah, like we had a problem when they switched the system over from like everybody be doing it like at the same time.
Yeah.
And then some getting it like sporadically, are ones that were like sporadic, that didn't re-register, so then they didn't get carried over, even though they were still there.
They're still
And
working.
we didn't realize with the changeover that they were
Right.
in the system.
And I've always gotten the email saying, hey, now whether I acknowledge that email,
Yeah.
that's another story, but it just tells me.
Oh, yeah, but that's the thing, but you like got the email and stuff like that, but it was, and a lot of it, most of our kids that it happened to, they had older scouts in the system already, so they weren't used to the fact that like they had to register them separately versus what we had been doing.
Yeah, that rolling registration is
Problem.
a pain.
Yes, it is.
Switching back, that's not,
So, and here's the problem.
we get used to it.
Yeah.
And then they change.
And then hopefully well, I don't know. I don't know that we'll ever get used to it. But here's the.
Well, the old system wasn't broke. They shouldn't have fixed it.
Yeah, I agree. The Cub Scout retention rate last year nationwide dropped 15%. Okay, so because it was a nationwide drop, it's pretty much assumed that it's a software problem. But our current Cub Scout retention rate, although we're much higher than national average, our current Cub Scout retention rate is about 15% lower than what it ought to be. So we're about 50% right now as our retention rate. So
Does that happen because people, once their registration expires, do they get booted out and then have to re-register?
well, our assumption is the reason it's happening is because they didn't re-register and then they dropped off, but they're still there. So we're assuming that that 15% of our Cub Scouts right now are not registered.
Yeah, like we have 4 that have been there all year, and we thought that they re-registered, but they're not
But they-
populating on our thing, and
And-
they've been there every time.
We've currently got a push among the DEs to try and find these kids. For one, because flat out our numbers work better. But 2, if something happens and that kid gets hurt,
Not insured.
they're not insured. And we go to a lot of trouble to make sure everybody's insured, but if their name's not on that roster, if they're not registered,
It happens to adults too.
yeah, it happens to adults too. And yeah, with adults, we don't care. Well, we care
Only
insurance
for
wise.
them here without
But
re-registered.
nobody's gonna harp on me because I don't have enough den leaders, but they will if I don't have enough kids. And so finding those kids is of paramount importance. And so we're looking for them really, really hard right now. But yeah, for example, I got a unit 476, pack 476, that packed on something like 20 some scouts in the fall, and they're showing a 40% retention rate. And
Yeah,
yeah,
the whole membership in the system is.
it's not right. And
I
so
remember looking at the council-wide one time, and if you had all the numbers in the columns, they don't equal what the total.
right.
And there's more things like that's going on.
So we're trying to find these kids. You know, and a lot of it's, you know, our own self-interest, but I mean, it's in their best, it's in everybody's best interest that they get in there, because if he does get hurt and they're not on the BSA's insurance policy, and then it's a, well, why weren't they on the BS, and who, you know, I mean, are the parents gonna go after a leader in the unit or the charter organization? And none of that is good. None of that is anything we want to see happen.
Good.
Oh, yeah, those of you who aren't normally at the Laurel Hills District Roundtable, Herb makes the cookies.
You know, we always have cookies.
Yeah.